There we go. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi. Greetings, greetings. It's a broadcaster's best friend, theoretically.
Does it taste good?
I mean, it doesn't taste bad. I mean, it tastes. I'll give you. I got a box of tea bags. I'll tea bag you. I'll give you one, and then you can try it for yourself.
Yeah, I'll try.
We've got hot water here in the kitchen at iHeart Cleveland.
Yeah, like sometimes when I sleep with my window open, I wake up with a little scratchy throat.
Yeah, I don't think that's from sleeping with your window open. I sleep with the window open every night. I don't know that you can get. Well, I don't know you, right? Maybe you're right.
I was gonna say I don't know.
Everybody's different.
My allergies and I'll be all types of congested.
To what are you allergic?
I don't know. Like, but
Because it would theoretically be something outside your window.
Well, I know I'm allergic to dust, but dust is not flying into my window. So I just seasonal allergies when when it's breezy, I let the window open, and the way my nasal passages is different. I wheeze, I snore a lot more when it's warmer out.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Well, but you're gonna get a chance to test that out because it's supposed to be like 70 degrees before it gets to be 20 again this week.
Well, I think it's
so
supposed
be able to check that out.
Thunderstorm and hail tonight is from what I'm told.
All right, well, you could be right about that too.
Because I thought it was supposed to like hail and like thunderstorm this morning, and I was like, great, I have a doctor's appointment, so I wasn't trying to like drive in that, but it was beautiful out, gorgeous. Drove with the windows down, and then the weather can change just like that.
Wait, so you're allergic when the windows are open at home, but not when you're in your car?
Well, I think it's when I sleep.
Ah, I see.
Like,
when your body processes slow down is what you're saying.
It might be like
make you more kind of get to you then.
I don't know if it has to be recirculated air or air from outside. I'm not sure, but I just noticed the difference sometimes.
All right, well there you go. Yeah, I was bummed to not be back yesterday because, of course, we had to recap our 12th annual Polar Blast Battle. With all accolades going to, which team came in dead last?
I believe Poundcake's team.
Yeah, Poundcake's team. Yeah, Astro Slide came in dead last. And
we got heart. I don't care.
Well, we went.
We had speed.
We had
allegedly
my team, the Coxicles. We went up against Mary's team, the Snow Babies, and we beat you guys.
By foot races, I guess our first two heats were like insanely close.
Of course. These always end in foot races. Yep. Always. And that's what I was trying to tell my guys. And I don't know what was going on down there. Because it's kind of hard to see. We don't have binoculars up there. And by the time those guys get to the bottom of the hill, you have to run. You have to pick up your tube and run.
And you have to bring the tube with you.
You got to bring it with you. Now, if it's on a foot race, I'll beat anybody. But there was a guy on my team that like put his feet in the tube, and I didn't know what I was like, guys, when you get down there, you'll slow down, and you have to anticipate that. You got to jump out.
He was sitting Indian style or something?
He said he had put his feet in the tube, and then a couple of other guys got out and started running, but they would like trip or they fell. And frankly, I wasn't getting very good launches to begin with, right? Bill's a big guy. Bill's going to win because he's big.
He didn't win, though.
He did win.
He didn't win against me.
But I didn't have to
He didn't have to win against.
That's not the point.
Let me say my piece, and then Bill won the Polar Blast Battle, okay? Again. Because we each had to launch our team members. And Bill's a good launcher.
I am a good launcher.
Big guy. You can get in there, yoink, okay?
I have launched for dinner.
And so it didn't come down to a foot race between Bill. In fact, Bill and I went down, since it didn't matter, we went down the same lane at the end because by that time, the outcome had already been determined and my team had lost. So Coxicles came in second, and Bill won this year's Polar Blast Battle. Now, Poundcake, somehow to you, that means he didn't win?
I'm talking about our heat. It's not
well, no one said I won your heat.
Between a foot race between me and Bill, he would not win.
But you didn't. I didn't have to.
But wait, did guys run against each other?
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, he went. But I wasn't in a hurry because I had already won.
In years past, you never beat me in a foot race.
I didn't say I have.
Wait a second.
I'm sure you could beat me in a foot race. I didn't have to beat you in a foot race because we won 5 previous heats.
So
I didn't have to beat you in
at the time.
I did. I was watching and paying attention. Do you guys not pay attention to
what's going on? Of course I pay attention.
Then I knew that going down against you, I could just take my time because it wasn't going to matter. I was moving on to the next round.
Okay.
So Poundcake, all you're saying is that you ran and he didn't, and you won.
It's a team sport.
Right.
Your team has to win.
You won against, yes, anyone will win against a guy who's not running. A guy running will always beat a guy not running.
Okay.
As I understand it. I mean, you know how many times I have lost the Boston Marathon? Every single time. You know why? Because I've never run the Boston Marathon. And so, as a result, I lose every single time.
You should work on
Bill
that.
and I could have raced in our respective lanes. We didn't because it didn't matter. So we're like, hey, let's go down the same lane.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we held hands, but, that could that could have easily been part of it. But Bill's team won fair and square.
My guys were locked in. We were doing good launches. My technique got better with each launch, and then my guys were ready at the bottom of the hill to pop up and run across the finish line.
Yeah.
And they were, in previous years, I've had some beefy dudes on the team. This year, I actually had pretty lanky dudes, but that came in handy because they were fast. So
they get some big strides.
Yeah,
going.
big strides. They were ready.
Here's my problem.
Give me your problem.
Is that Bill had the least number of people show up for his team. He had to pull the most.
He had the most alternates.
And that's annoying to me. It might be.
Yeah, but we
don't.
I can't control any of this.
Yeah.
A little bit rigged.
But we all had alternates.
But I didn't tell anybody to sign up. I didn't pull any of the names. That's
Someone
all.
in a wheelchair got on Bill's team and all of a sudden doesn't show up to the Polar Blast. Interesting is all I'm saying.
You had somebody in a wheelchair on your team?
No, that's what Mary's
I don't know.
presupposing.
I mean, we don't know the people who won as opposed to the people who were pulled as alternates.
Sure.
And the alternates were there to play. They showed up. The people who won,
Well,
the people who called and won didn't show up.
There was a few guys on my team who were like, I wasn't planning on going down, but they needed alternates, and the one guy's wearing Chucks.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, remember the year Alan wore Chucks? So I'm wearing Chucks too. Luckily, it wasn't super cold, so he was all right. But
I am glad I switched up my footwear this year. I think that might have helped a little bit. But, however.
it helped maybe. Well, did your last race come down to you versus Mary?
No.
No, it was already Alan
No, he already
knocked it
won.
up. Yeah.
Well, no. It would have come down
You
to
would've
me
tied.
versus him. We would have tied and had to go back up. But he was probably at least 20 or 30 yards ahead of me.
I was way ahead. Yeah.
He to the point where by the time I stopped moving and stood up, I was like, I'm not running. This is stupid.
Exactly.
You didn't get up and run. You got up and walked your tube.
Because you were already across the finish line by the time my thing stopped.
Yeah, but isn't it fun to get up and run and
For no reason? No, I'll never run for no reason.
Well, Bill, that's Bill's motto. That's why he didn't run against Poundcake.
I didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
I had it locked up.
Right. Now, Poundcake, were you? I guess you weren't aware of that, right? Because there's no way in hell, if you knew it didn't matter, you would have run. Had you been apprised of the standings, you'll never convince me that you would have run.
I did
if you didn't have to.
Well, sure, but I did. Yeah, I didn't know that it was already locked up at the time.
So you thought you were beating him?
For sure. I mean, I was going to try my best. Like the people on my team, I tried to coach them the best I could. Everyone on my team was rookies.
5-1.
I don't think anyone.
Now, what was your? Did you give them a pep talk? What was the coaching?
Yeah, I gave them the rundown. I said, hey, mostly, yes, you will slide down the hill, but at a certain point you'll stop sliding. Be prepared to grab your tube and run. So I had everyone put their hand through the little handle there and be prepared to pull it behind you as you run. So
pull it.
Yeah.
See,
I think it's better to pick it up and run with it.
Pick up your tube and run. Why do you want friction on the ground? Why do you want?
Either way, I just wanted to make sure that they had a handle on it.
Yeah.
So they can
pick it up, man.
Whatever works for you. I mean, it didn't work for them, but
because you told them to drag it.
No, I didn't tell them to drag it. I said, put your hand on the handle. Be prepared to grab it and run. Like I didn't. Pulling it is fine as long as your body. I don't think the tube counts.
This was the first year that I feel like the lanes were the most equal, where it really did just come down to that last little dash.
I never noticed that. Everyone says that every year. Like,
I don't either.
This lane's faster.
No, there was.
Last year, it was pretty big.
Last year, it was the one lane was. It was
insanely fast.
So much faster.
Why would that be?
It's
I
just
don't know,
more slick.
just more slick things.
Well, anyway, Bill Squire and his crew won this year's Polar Blast.
ISIS cannot be stopped.
We had a great time with everybody who came out, so thank you to the alternates.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks to Boston Mills Branding Wine and Circle K and Matitude Spun and Statement Limousine. We had a good time on the bus. It was a good time. Did I say we had a good time? It was a good time.
Was it a good time?
Mary, I think it was a good time.
I had a great time.
I mean, that's all I'm going to say about it.
Did you have a good time, Mary?
I had a great time.
I had the best time.
All right, I got to take a break here. I will have, if you're a Pink Floyd fan, I'll have passes all week for the Gilmore Project. That's one of those, Pink Floyd doesn't go out anymore, so you got to see somebody doing their music. KK's Priest, KK Downing, and our own Ripper Owens are on the road. Primus and Coheed are coming. Vampire.